Love
Yeah,
it.
STEM
Love it.
is it's extremely important. There's no doubt about that. I mean, from the beginning of time, when before we had writing tools or um, speech in terms of what we could say to each other, we were building things, we were creating things, and even though we didn't have the mathematical precision or the terminology to say what those things were, we still had to use it to make those things. And then when someone mentioned the artistic side, I'm reminded of Walt Disney when he said that I can imitate faster than my competition can mimic. And it leads me to believe that that's the artistic side where you take the STEM and you apply creativity to it. You apply the artistic side to it. And then you can innovate on top of the things that we do create from a pragmatic standpoint to build something even better, even more creative, even more involving and effervescent in the world today. So, yeah, there's no question that STEM is important. Anybody who says otherwise is not thinking straight. In the movie The Equalizer,
Love it.
Denzel Washington's character says that it's about progress, not perfection. And that's exactly why STEM is important. It's about improving, it's about getting better, it's about changing the world so that those of us who live it and want to see it better can experience it, have access to it, and can enjoy life as we see it. So that in and of itself is why STEM is important. I make it a point to ask people who are in various STEM fields and professions about what type of math do you do in that job in that field. So people who don't know or aren't aware, including myself, what the mathematics is used in that field, so that they can then learn it for themselves. So when they go through the matriculation process, they go to school, that they can see, okay, how is probability versus possibility related to this field? You mentioned electrical engineering, so complex numbers, imaginary numbers. How are those things involved in electrical systems? These things are important. So my advice to students who want to get into STEM or who are a little bit worried about it is to hang out with smart people. Make sure you find a smart friend out there who definitely knows their stuff. The straight A student, the 4.0 student, always on the honor roll. Make them your friend. Get their number, get their IG handles, get their Facebook profiles, and make them your friend because they're going to be helpful for you in the future. All right, I have to apologize for another movie reference, but in the movie Invictus, the Morgan Freeman's character speaks to Matt Damon's character, the rugby player. He asks him, "How do we inspire greatness?" And Matt Damon responds with, "By example. You just literally show how you want the youth to engage in the STEM and how to better the world, so that they can then follow up on that and even innovate on top of that." So in terms of how do I provide that example? So I every summer during the month of August, I post up in front of a grocery store in a black neighborhood nearby, and just do math problems on the board. Just kind of sitting in front and just doing math problems so that people can walk by and then see if they can answer it themselves. If they get the question right, I give out backpacks. So I put school supplies in there. Um, and I'm on track to add some more content to those bags, something that they could really use, some fancy headphones or a tablet, a Wacom, something just more advanced that they can actually use, further on into the future. So those are some of the resources that I provide. I make it also another point to follow you guys. I mean, I have like a something of a nexus of other STEM folk, probably at least 150 of you guys who are in like these very specific niche areas of STEM. And if some student comes along and wants to have a conversation about an area that I may not know about, yo, point him in that direction because that fellow over there, he knows what he's talking about. Go over there. Or that young lady over there with the microbiology degree, yo, holla at her because she's the one you want to talk to about microbiology. So it's about aggregating these types of people so that we become tentacles that stretch out to these different areas. And now we have power, so to speak, when it comes to that. So in terms of how to contact me, how to follow me, I am on social media, so on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at the Black Math Academy. And I also have a website, the blackmathacademy.com. Yeah, I love your response about asking questions. I definitely encourage my students to do that. Make sure you challenge your teachers, even if they don't like you asking them questions. Now you ask a bunch of questions about what you're trying to do. But in terms of answering Tiffany's response, I don't have one word. I probably have a phrase that I use on my students, that your goal is to always to be the smartest person in the room. Because once you're the smartest person in the room, you become the authority on the subject. And once you're the authority on the subject, people have to come to you for advice. And that's when you start to have power. And that's the ultimate goal.